This video is for everyone that is currently feeling overwhelmed or stuck or in freeze mode, especially if you're sensitive, if you're intuitive. This is a Philosophy Star Hour talk, but at the same time, it's also very grounded and practical because I want people to get out of that free state. Because if you're in that free state, it's not good for you, it's not good for the world, it's not good for anyone. This is what they want of you right now. We're going to start off with a command that you can speak out loud right now to come back and bring back the power to yourself. So repeat this after me. I call back all of my own energy from across all time, place, dimensions, realities, people, places, and things, and anywhere else my own energy may be, back into the center of my body. Now, take a deep breath in. And now, I now ground my energy into the core of planet Earth, where it is transmuted, harmonized, and alchemized to bring me my own power, authentic expression, health, wealth, success, and beauty as my life experience. It is done, it is done, it is done. I'm sorry, I can't snip too well. Last part, command after me right now. And you can save this and come back to this. I release myself from my subconscious from any and all agreements that hinder my path forward, made in the seen and unseen. Whether I've known it consciously or not, these are now deleted, nullified, and removed from my life experience, never to return. Okay, back in the present moment. This small prayer or commandment can already help you so much if you're stuck in freeze mode. Sometimes our energy is dispersed across places and things that it really does not need to be right now. And this is how you take back your power. This is the first step. This is the first step how to get out of freeze mode. This video here is not to re-trigger anything, to be completely honest. I think most of us know what's going on. I think most of us have been knowing what's going on for a while. For me, at least, this isn't news. Even though I sure know it's overwhelming. Facing the darkness, seeing things more gross than you could even imagine. And I think there's even more things that we cannot even imagine or fathom. But that is not the point. That is not the point right now, because I don't want to suck you back into that rabbit hole. And you might have even noticed that it is a rabbit hole that you can get sucked in. It's like a void where it's almost like you want to return for some reason because you feel like you're going to get an answer. You're going to get an answer through engaging more and watching more, but there is no answer. There is no logical answer to this of why humans are doing this. Yes, sure, we can take the subconscious and people being money hungry and, basically identifying with the archetype of always wanting more, always wanting more. It's kind of like Rahu, the head of the dragon in the tail, where it's like it wants to reach that divine nectar and it's never satiated. It's never satiated. And it just wants more and more and more and more. And once you're at that place, it's just, you start feeling superior, you detach yourself, you feel like you're better or for some reason. And once you have it all, for some goddamn reason, so much abuse starts. So much abuse starts. And I would say these people are all high level traumatized. They're cursed on their own. Because that is not something a sane human being can do. So this is what we need to understand. Okay? Of why this is happening. But okay, we understand this now. What can we do? Because any healthy, normal human being is going to react to this with disgust, with overwhelm. And it's completely natural to be overwhelmed by that. Like, of course you are. Like, that's gross. Like, somebody misusing their powers in such ways is absolutely horrendous. But then, what can you do? Because we don't want you in that freeze mode. You know, that's the trap. That's a trap in and of itself, of landing in that freeze mode. And also online, you know, the algorithms are so good at feeding us. Like, once we engage with something, it's so good at feeding us, in putting us in that echo chambers. And that's not good for anyone. That's not good for anyone. Especially, again, if you're highly intuitive and sensitive. You know, the sad part about all of this is probably people that are in denial about everything that's going on. They're not going to click this video. They're not going to watch it. But this video is not for them. This video is about the people that are sensitive. Because I want you to still feel empowered through all of that, because you can call back your energy. I know you have so many gifts. And this is where we need you the most right now. Because when you're in freeze, everybody loses. You lose because you stop taking care of yourself and neglecting yourself. So you're like neglecting your own body, your mental health. Like, we don't want that. We don't want that. You shouldn't be suffering because people at the top are stupid assholes misusing their power. Like, it's overwhelming, yes, for sure, but that shouldn't hinder you in you living a life that is fulfilled. And it's okay to also feel rage. I think it's completely healthy. And again, there's always a moment where we have to confront that, I'm just assuming most people that are watching me right now, they have confronted that already. And the question here is, what do we do after that? What do we do after that? You have to double, triple down on rituals, on cleansing, on speaking things like that. Your voice is so powerful right now. This morning, I was going throughout the whole house, and I was just, you know, saging and having my incense and just being like, get out. Any evil spirits that are here in this room with me, get out. Your voice is powerful. Sometimes when you're stuck in freeze and you're like consuming, and you don't even have really anyone to talk to, which I know probably some of you sadly are in that situation. Like, you're only in that voice in your head. You literally feel your throat closing. That is exactly when you have to speak. And you have to command. And then you get into, you know, the next step of getting yourself out of that freeze is just realizing that no, just, you know, that realization of like, no, I am not going to be in freeze. Why should I suffer in freeze because I'm an empathetic human being? Realistic, like, of course I'm appalled by these horrors. Like, why should I suffer and be in freeze right now and not function in this society? It is actually exactly people like you that we need right now to speak their voices and to be there actually offering useful things to people, because I know that you have useful things to offer right now, that you have gifts that people actually can use. And so it's so important that you step up. So important. Like, this is the biggest middle finger you can, you know, it's like the biggest middle finger, in my opinion, that you can give to those people on top or whatever. Or generally to life, you know, is to be like, despite the horrors, despite your own lived experience that could turn you into a equally bitter, resentful person, you're like, F you, I'm gonna actually keep my heart open. I'm gonna believe in the goodness of human beings. That is so much stronger. That is so much stronger. And you know, it makes me sad. Like, in a weird way, it almost makes me sad. That these people, they will never know what it feels like to be in bed with a warm cup of tea and cuddle with a cat and just feel pure love. They're never going to be able to experience that. Not that they have to with all the evil doings that they did, but in a way it's like, you know, they're already cursed in and of themselves. There's nothing that you can do directly to hurt them, but you can do something directly to protect yourself. So double down on rituals, double down on community, double down on talking to people. They want you isolated. They want you to feel like you're alone, that freeze is the only option, that humans are vile, to make you forget that there's actually so much goodness out there. And so, connect to your ancient roots. You know, rituals for everyone is different. What I do may not be the same thing for you. And also, by the way, like witchcraft, doing rituals, like if you feel like that is something that should be expensive, like that is just modern day BS, spiritual capitalism. Doing rituals has always been here for the marginalized, for the people that don't have a lot. There's so much that, like, the intention counts so much more. Like, you don't have to have 20 spell jars to be a witch. You don't have to have all these fancy tools to put in your altar for it to be an altar. You know, just putting salt on your front door, on your porches, on your windowsills. You know, I would say salt is still pretty affordable for most people, and something that most people already have in their home. There's a lot of plants that you can grow, you know, that you can put into bundles, like mugwort, sage. That is something that I have done. Haven't bought it, you know, it's for my own garden and partially from the community garden. There's so many things that we can do where you don't have to like go out and buy these fancy things to feel like you're protected. You know, that's again, this is like lie that's been sold to us. Ugh. Anyhow, that's almost another topic in and of itself. You can take back your power by just doing commandments, connecting to other people, realizing you're not alone. There's also, I feel like, something that is good distraction, which I also do sometimes to combat. I simply go and watch YouTubers that remind me that, hey, life is fun and simple. There's actually so many cool, good people out there as well. Like I've been watching Jetlag, the finale yesterday. You know, just reminding me like, hey, life is also so cool. There's so many cool people out there doing cool things. Like, yes, the darkness exists, and yes, we also have to face it. But I feel like when you're a sensitive person, there's a degree where you also have to have a very healthy distance, because otherwise it will just break you. And that's not good for anyone. You know, especially not for you. You know, it's like you shouldn't suffer to live your life and build up a life and give people things that are genuinely like good for them, just because some pedos are up there doing gross shit. So, do the commandments. Take salt. Like, salt is, I swear, salt is so good. We need cleansing right now. And we need to really, you know, that whole scene from Lord of the Rings where Gandalf is like, you shall not pass. Like, that is a commandment that is so freaking real. Like, you're allowed to say that, you know? If you feel like there is things lurking, be like, you shall not pass this threshold. You cannot enter this house. I do not allow it. I do not allow it. Use your voice. Use your voice to get yourself out of that freeze. Even if you're by the way, shaking also amazingly good. Something I've been doing for years. Or ETF, freedom technique tapping, also amazing to get you out of that freeze. But even more so if you're really, really, really stuck in freeze. What's that technique called again? Like tension trauma release exercises. So TRE. Recommend doing it with somebody experienced in the first time. If it's, there are like videos on YouTube. But if you're somebody that disassociates easily, like, I highly recommend doing it with an actual professional for the first time. That's what I did. And that's where you make your body shake, especially here around the hips. So good at getting you out of freeze. And we need to get you out of freeze because we need movement. Neptune is in Aries now. Saturn is following up. And we need things to change, okay? Things are not just in our head right now. We need things. We need actual tangible action. We need to stop listening to people that are like trying to sell us air. Like, no. Heck no, I need actual results. So I'm trying to give you actual results. And today also we have Mercury squaring Uranus in Taurus. I feel like that is even amplifying everything right now. You know, people are amplifying where it's like, oh no, we need change. We need a revolution. It's happening. It's going on. So get back to nature. Nature is always the best temple. If you forget the essence of the human being, which by the way, these people have long forgotten. They're not going to go out in nature and hug a tree. You know, they're not going to remember the beauty of the pure essence of their soul, because that has been corrupted, sadly. You can do that. Nature is my favorite temple. If you have a tree, go talk to a tree. Gosh, I have my trees I love talking to. As a matter of fact, there's one tree I haven't talked to in a while. And right now I'm like, I should probably go and talk to that tree and hug that tree to just like ground me. Walk barefoot on grass. Literally go touch grass. And today it took a, after cleansing, doing all of this, I was like, now I need to cleanse my body. And I took a nice long self bath and it brought me down so much. Cleanse your technology. I have my brick now since 2 months. I have my brick. This is not sponsored. Wish it was. But been so useful in just, like, I put this outside of my room. Again, also technology. Put it outside of your room. Don't let your phone be next to your bed. Take a break from social media, because social media can suck you dry, especially as a sensitive person, with the algorithm just being warped that ways that as soon as you go on, you just get sucked into it. Don't do it. Have a brick. I have a time where it just bricks all my social media apps in the evening, and I try to put this as far away as possible so that I don't want to take the extra mile to, get up and actually unbrick my phone. Go read a book that will ground you, that will remind you of the essence. That's why we need remembrance. And that's why people have, pictures of Jesus or Buddha or Ganesh or anything like that. These are images of remembrance, of remembering what is internal, what is pure, what is true. We need to get back to that. Double down on prayer. I know prayer is, depending on how you grew up, is a sensitive subject. I think prayer is a beautiful thing, but action too right now, okay? I think it can be and should be both right now. So this is how you double down. This is how you take back your power as a sensitive person. You go out and you speak even louder. You share your gifts even bolder. Because this is what we need right now. This is what we need from you. This is what we need from me. In 2020, I was completely in freeze mode when I was, for the first time, like, diving more deeply into all these things. And so for my own sake, I'm also doing this video for my own sake. To free myself from the shackles of being stuck in freeze mode. Let me know if there's anything else you want me here talking about, how you're doing right now. If there's anything I missed, or also just give your own advice. Honestly, like, let's give each other advice here on how we are coping with everything going on right now. Like, we can all learn from each other as a community. But I think I'll end it here for now, because I think the most important parts have been said, and I don't want this video to be too long. Just know that I love you very, very much, and I'm sending you back strength. I'm sending you back power, in case in case you're stuck in freeze, in case you feel like your energy is in too many places and it's not back into your body. Go back to the beginning of this video, recite the prayer. It's going to center you immediately, and then start taking it from there. Slowly but surely. Take care of your body first, okay? Cleanse your own temple first. And then go out and share your gifts. I love you very much, and we're going to talk to each other very soon. Bye.